let's dive into one of the biggest unsolved mysteries out there. It's a story all about one tiny moment in time, a moment where the universe might have actually picked up the phone and tried to call us.
72. That's the number. Why is it so important? Because for 72 seconds, and 72 seconds only, we picked up the most powerful, the most puzzling, and maybe the most important radio signal from deep space we have ever heard.
Yeah, for just over a minute, it really seemed like we'd intercepted a message from somewhere or someone else. And then, just like that, it was gone. Total silence.
So to really get what happened, we need to wind the clock back, way back, to the summer of 1977.
Okay, so picture this. It's August 15th. You're at the Big Ear Radio Telescope in Ohio. It's just another day, right? The telescope is just doing its thing, listening to the quiet hum of the cosmos. But then, all of a sudden, the printers just go completely haywire. For exactly 72 seconds, they record this blast of a signal so powerful it was 30 times louder than all the normal static of space combined.
But here's the thing. Nobody saw it happen live. This incredible piece of data sat in a pile of printouts for a few days before it landed on the desk of an astronomer who was about to get the shock of his life. So this astronomer, Jerry Ellman, had the job of looking through these massive stacks of computer data. And as he's scanning through all the numbers, his eyes lock onto something that just, well, it shouldn't have been there. It was completely off the charts. You see, the telescope used a pretty simple system. Numbers 1 through 9 for signal strength. And then, if it got stronger, it used letters. Getting anything higher than a 9 was a big deal. This signal, though, it ramped all the way up to U. That's a strength 30 times more intense than the background hum. That code, 6EQJ5, it perfectly captures the signal appearing, getting incredibly strong, and then fading away as the telescope moved past it.
Ellman was just so stunned. He grabbed the nearest thing, a red pen. He circled the code, and right there in the margin, he wrote the only thing he could think of. Wow. And that's it. The name stuck.
So why are we still so obsessed with this thing over 4 decades later? Well, it turns out the signal wasn't just loud. It had some very specific, and let's be honest, very strange characteristics.
And this is the absolute key. The signal was at 1420 megahertz. Now that is not a random number. It's called the hydrogen line. It's the exact frequency that hydrogen, the most common stuff in the entire universe, naturally gives off. It's like a quiet, protected channel that everyone in the cosmos should know about.
And that's what makes this so wild. Brilliant minds like Carl Sagan had been saying for years that if an intelligent civilization actually wanted to get our attention, this is the exact frequency they'd use. It's like the universal meeting spot on the radio dial, one that any smart species out there would eventually figure out.
I mean, just to really hammer home how powerful this was, take a look at this. If the normal, everyday noise of space is a 1, the wow signal was a 30. This was not a whisper. This was a shout across the galaxy.
And the clues just keep piling up. It came from the direction of the constellation Sagittarius. It lasted for exactly 72 seconds, which happens to be the precise amount of time the Big Ear telescope could listen to any one spot in the sky. And it was a narrowband signal, which basically means it looked focused and clean, not messy and chaotic like natural space signals. It looked artificial.
So, of course, the scientific community didn't just accept this. They've spent more than 45 years trying their best to prove it was something, boring.
And they've tried everything. Could it have been a comet passing by? Nope. The signal was way too focused. What about some secret government satellite? Records show that patch of sky was empty. Maybe it was just a signal from Earth bouncing back off some space junk. No way. That frequency is internationally protected. No one is allowed to transmit on it. Every single ordinary explanation has just fallen apart.
But the most chilling part of this whole mystery isn't what we heard that day in 1977. It's what we've heard ever since.
That's right. Nothing. For decades, we have pointed much bigger, much more sensitive telescopes at that exact spot in Sagittarius, listening, waiting, and we've gotten absolute silence. The phone rang once, and it has never, ever rung again. So it leaves us with this massive hanging question. Was this a message? A deliberate hello sent to cross the stars? Maybe a beacon from a civilization that's long gone? A message that traveled for eons just to pass us by for 72 fleeting seconds? We just don't have the answer. The wow signal is still out there, a ghost in the machine, a 72-second hint that we might not be alone after all. It really makes you wonder what else is whispering in the dark, just waiting to be heard. And it leaves us with one last big thought. If that cosmic phone ever does ring again, are we ready to pick it up?